Gettin geek, gettin geek, gettin geek with Danielle Harris. Gettin geek, gettin geek, gettin geek with Danielle Harris.
Well. What is going on? What's going on, people? Oh, there's some news today, and this is going to be a special edition, a Halloween edition of Gettin Geeked with your boy, Danny Allen. Episode 18. 18 of these motherfuckers. Yes, sirs. Halloween. Today's episode, we are going to be reviewing Halloween Ends. First half of the review is going to be non-spoilers, and then the back half will be spoilers. And then I will talk about some drama going on within the Halloween universe. Oh yes, because there's always drama in the Halloween universe. It wouldn't be Halloween without drama. Later on today, coming up, let's get into this, man. Oh boy. So yes, I saw Halloween Ends. Everybody was hating on Kills, right? I didn't have, Kills was fine. If they wanted to make Kills the end of the franchise, I wouldn't have mind. If they wanted to make Halloween 2018 the end, I wouldn't have mind. But no, they wanted to keep making sequels, right? Cool. So the movie's out. I went to see it. I was digging it. Okay, so non-spoilers. The tension's there. The atmosphere is somewhat there. Not as good as Halloween 2018 or Kills, but there is some suspense, and that's probably the most optimistic way I can look at this movie. There is suspense, and things happen. Things happen that you don't think would happen, and so there's like some twists and turns in there. It's not your normal formulaic Halloween movie. You can't. I was guessing like, oh, okay, maybe this would happen and this would happen without getting into it. Do I put this into my top 3 or 4 or 5 Halloween movies? I wouldn't. And I will get into that later in the spoilers. So if you're just wanting to see a Michael Myers movie, and you got nothing to see in the theaters, or just you can watch it on Peacock. It's fine. As a finale to this franchise, this whole universe with Jamie Lee Curtis, I think it could have been handled a lot better. Story points, they choose to focus on certain characters over other characters, and I just think they kind of dropped the ball a little bit. We've known David Gordon Green has said numerous times he was changing the ending up until a few months ago. Apparently they couldn't decide which ending to go with, just knowing there's alternate endings, and they weren't dead set on a story. They didn't know what they were doing, and they kind of went into it like a treasure trove or a toolbox, and like just throwing shit at the wall. Oh, maybe that might work. Okay, well, let's see how that tests, and then maybe we'll change it again. So I think they should have known where they were going with this trilogy when they started with Halloween 2018. I think they should have known how they wanted to end things. And the fact that they had to keep going back and forth on the end of the movie, it was kind of upsetting to hear. It's kind of like the Star Wars type of thing. We wanted them to have episodes 7, 8, 9 already planned out, have a story set. But no, they didn't. They didn't know the story they wanted to tell. And that's very obvious in this movie. Okay, so that's like the non-spoiler. I'll give this movie, I'll get like a 7.5 out of 10. It's a well-made movie. From a technical aspect, the cinematography is fine. The ambience is there. Ambiance is there. From a technical aspect, this is a well put together film. All my issues are stemming from the story, and I was pretty much down with the story. So let's get into the spoiler element. I'm going to be talking about the Corey character, quasi new Michael Myers prototype, right? They wanted to do this. They're always trying to steal steal. They're always trying to pull from these movies, Curse of Thorn, Halloween 4. They want to take these elements, the Curse of Thorn, and they want to try to squeeze it into this movie. And they chose to ignore all those sequels. That's fine. But when you try to take those elements and put them into Halloween Ends, it's just out of nowhere. There's no kind of build-up. There's nothing to go off of besides what they've presented. And Corey, as a character, is just now coming into the fold in the last movie. And they chose to focus the whole movie on Corey, which I was down with it. I was down with it up until, spoilers, dude just fucking stabs himself in the neck, and then Michael finishes off with a neck snap. It's like, you're gonna commit to this Michael transferring as evil kind of a story. Commit to it. Just commit to it. He should have overpowered Michael, put on the mask, killed Laurie, and then a new franchise would start or whatever. New Michael goes off into the darkness or whatever. But they didn't want to go that route. They emasculated Michael. They made him hide out in the sewers, which is fine. I didn't have a problem with that part of the movie, right? And I like the fact that they kind of had like this Scream kind of a vibe where Allison is going out with Corey and she doesn't know that he's killing all these people, and then he's best friends with Michael now. That part of the story was cool because like as soon as she finds out that Michael he's best friends with Michael, she's not gonna trust him, right? So that part of the movie was fine, like him getting bullied, him being like the final boy, the babysitter, or finally getting like a male babysitter. Like all those elements were sick, right? My gripe with the movie is they just didn't commit. They didn't commit to the story. They didn't want to make him the actual killer going forward. You've seen this, right? If you're watching the spoiler review, Michael overpowers him, and my favorite shot of the movie was Michael stabbing that fool in the sewer, and he was jolting up, right? Ah! Like he took some pre-workout. And that was like the best kind of part of the movie because it shows like he was getting more powerful, right? Killing like victims, him getting fed victims was making him more powerful. But then people are bringing up the fact it's interesting because people are saying, well, at the end of Halloween Kills, he kills all those people and he wasn't as powerful. It's like, that's true. So then again, like they didn't know where to go with this story. They chose to do the 4 years later type of thing. Pandemic happened, of course, so they probably wanted to give some space in between Kills and this new movie. It's just for the end of the franchise, they wanted to do it this different. Yeah, they had the intro scene was the same font as Halloween 3. Okay, cool, bro, but what does that do for this movie? What does it do? There's nothing from Halloween 3 in this movie minus the font. There's nothing, the shamrock masks, none of that stuff was in this movie. Y'all bashed on the Curse of Thorn story, Halloween 6, and they're stealing that whole storyline for this movie. Michael's evil is transferring into another person. We've seen that Halloween 4 at the end of the movie. She's back in the clown outfit. She's got the power now. She killed her fucking stepmom or whatever. Like, these are common themes in the Halloween franchise, but they lead up to that. Whether you like the Man in Black or whatever from Halloween 5, that's a whole nother. That's the whole thing. That's the whole argument. I liked it because it goes back Halloween 6. It brings back fucking homeboy from Halloween 1, Loomis's buddy at the hospital. He was there the whole time, so it makes perfect sense. It's like little threads being placed in every movie, and then Halloween 6 actually made sense why that was happening. Michael was there the whole time. Under Michael, like, you've seen Halloween 6. Do you like the theatrical version or the producer's cut? Let me know. Kind of off topic. But yes, so, Halloween Ends, it was fine. I give it like a 7.5, I think, or something. It was a good movie. It was fine. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't I would still personally watch Resurrection because Busta Rhymes is iconic, and it depends on what you want out of Halloween. If you're a Jamie Lee Curtis fan, you might be super into this trilogy. I am not. I am the first Halloween movie I saw was the first one, and then I saw part 4. So I preferred 4 and 5 have the best fall, like autumn kind of Halloween vibe. They set the tone the best. Nothing has come close to those movies. Yeah, you can talk shit about the masks all you want, but the stories were sick. The stories hold up. Now the execution, on the other hand, and it's kind of the opposite with this new franchise. It's beautifully made. The movies are well made. It's just the storylines that they're choosing to do, and they're ignoring H2O and Resurrection in favor of these new movies. And there's a lot of people out there that liked H2O. And then Resurrection, people fell off of that. They didn't like it, which is fair. That was the first commercial I remember seeing from Halloween on TV. It was Halloween Resurrection was coming out, and that shot where Michael's mask comes in the frame of the window, dude, I hated watching TV at night because the commercials. I knew, like, fuck, dude, the Halloween movie is gonna come on. And it's the fandom's always going to be split because there are multiple timelines in this universe. It's not like a Nightmare on Elm Street where every movie follows the previous, minus New Nightmare. And then, so, obviously you're going to have your split fan bases. The people that like the first one only, the people that like Curse of Thorn, people that like all the movies, the people that like Rob Zombie's movies. This fandom is probably the most split up fandom in the horror realm. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's like the only franchise that can't get their storylines right. They're always retconning shit, minus fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They reboot every fucking movie, ignores the last one or whatever. But but there's like, it's not as a big deal for some reason when it comes to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Maybe because those films are so far removed from each other. I don't know. There's something about Halloween, people get up in arms about the timelines and the continuity. And, the true timeline is 1, 2, and H2O. And then, the new timeline is fucking Halloween 1 through fucking 6. And then you got the Kevin Williamson fans like me, where H2O was written to include 1 through 6. And the Curse of Thorn, where Laurie finds out that her daughter was killed during a classroom presentation, and she has to face the trauma of her daughter that she gave up. Like, all that was in H2O. So in my headcanon, if that's what you got to call it, like, I watch 1 through Resurrection. I guess like one story, and I posted my ranking. Okay, so what did you guys think of Halloween Ends? There's not much I can say about it except for I really wish they just committed to the character of Corey. I know Dave McRae was saying his story could have been its own anthology movie. You didn't even need Michael Myers. He's absolutely correct on that. You don't need Michael Myers to tell Corey's story. Which is why they should have just killed Michael, have him transfer the powers to Corey, and then their next movie be fucking Corey as the killer. And you can do your anthology trilogy with Corey. Haddonfield, the movie, or Revenge of Corey, or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, guys. What do you think of Halloween Ends? Comment below in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Let's have comment. Let's have a discussion. Don't troll me. Don't hate on me. Because I prefer the Curse of Thorn. I literally have it tattooed, bro. That was one of the most creative movies, in my opinion. They took it out of the box. They changed the formula. Whenever they change the formula, people freak the fuck out. It happened in Halloween 6, and it happened with Resurrection when they made it a reality series in Michael's house. That's ballsy, bro. And I'll give Halloween Ends its props. It was ballsy. It took chances. Did it hit? It hit hard sometimes, but when it comes to the finale, I don't think they could have landed it better, dude. I just maybe have a swap like the guy that they killed at the end in the grinder. You go in the grinder. Maybe that guy wasn't really Michael or something. I don't know. I was just expecting. We were all expecting something greater. This is Blumhouse we're talking about, right? So yes, what did you guys think of Halloween Ends? Now let's get into this very troubling conversation. Now, if you guys are aware of Halloween and the Halloween franchise, everybody knows that Jamie Lee Curtis left after Halloween 2, right? She wanted to pursue other things, other movies, Trading Places, Freaky Fridays, and True Lies. The list goes on, right? She wanted to separate herself from Halloween. Totally fine. Then you got Danielle Harris, plays Jamie's daughter, Jamie Lloyd, in the movie, Halloween 4 and 5. She was holding it down. There is a huge fan base for those movies, whether you want to admit it or not. Halloween fans are split, dude. You have the hardcore fans for Halloween 1 and 2, maybe H2O. And I'm repeating myself because this is it's very important. Then you also have a huge faction of fans that love Halloween 4 and 5 with Danielle Harris. Danielle Harris has been doing all the cons, all the Halloween conventions. She has a podcast with Scout Taylor Compton, Laurie Strode from Halloween, the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, right? They are both very active in the horror community, the Halloween community. Let's be real here. Let's be honest. Jamie Lee Curtis has not been involved with Halloween until Halloween 2018 was happening. Up until then, she was doing Activia commercials. She was doing other things. She wasn't doing a lot, actually. Let's be honest. I love Jamie Lee Curtis as far as her body of work is concerned. But the way she treats Halloween and Halloween fans is totally just, I'm not going to say unprofessional. It's just kind of sad. It's really sad, dude. When I watched the behind the scenes of Halloween H2O, she was praising that movie. Same thing that she's doing now. Oh, Halloween's coming full circle 20 years later, right? I get to come back to Laurie. I love it. And then for some reason, when Halloween 2018 was coming out, she wants to bash on H2O. Oh, I only did that for the money and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well then you were lying then in that documentary, right? So you're a liar. And then I want to know, how many conventions did Jamie Lee Curtis do from 1998 or to 2018? How many horror conventions did she attend? Let me know. I bet you it doesn't compare to what I'm not trying to put them up against each other, but compared to Danielle Harris and Scout, I doubt it, dude. They have been down with the fan base. They've been holding this franchise on their backs for fucking 20 years at this point, while Jamie Lee Curtis was out doing other things. She said, I want to separate myself from Halloween. I don't really like horror movies like that. Which is cool, dude. So where am I going with this, right? Where am I going? Why am I ranting? Why am I bringing up Jamie Lee Curtis? Because at the Halloween Ends premiere after party, Danielle Harris hasn't been to a con, or hasn't been to a premiere since 2009, Halloween 2, right? That's what she said on the podcast. Talk Scary to Me. Go listen. Go watch it on their Patreon or whatever. She and Scout told their story about how they met Jamie Lee Curtis finally at the premiere after party. We saw the picture. We all saw the picture. Oh my God. The Scream Queens are all together. Heather Langenkamp was even there from A Nightmare on Elm Street. They finally met. Danielle Harris and Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, horror fans unite, right? No. Jamie Lee Curtis made Scout cry at an after party? What's going on with that? Okay. She said, Danielle Harris told her story. Oh, she said, I met Jamie Lee Curtis. I said, oh, you can go listen to it. She said, I love you as Laurie Strode. I played your daughter in Halloween 4 and 5. Jamie Lee Curtis, the common sense thing to say, right, would be, I don't really watch those movies, but I really appreciate what you've added to this franchise. Thank you for coming to support Halloween Ends. and thank you for your contribution to this franchise. That's all she had to say, right? No. She straight up to Danielle Harris's face said, oh, I don't know those movies. I don't know who you are. And, Danielle Harris said she was stunned. She was shocked. And she said Jamie Lee just felt very dismissive of her. And then Scout had the same reaction. Such a reaction, she started to cry. And they actually had to redo the podcast because she didn't want her version of the story to get out, because she's scared that Jamie Lee Curtis will cancel her and she won't be able to get work anymore. And she said the same thing. Hey, I played Laurie Strode in the Halloween and Rob Zombie's versions. Same thing could have happened. Oh, that's awesome. We're both Laurie. Thank you for coming to Halloween Ends and supporting us, right? But no. I don't know who you are. I don't watch those movies. And it's like one thing to say, like, I don't watch horror movies. I have no idea who you are. But Danielle Harris was told by Jamie Lee's team that Jamie Lee would love for you to make a video to throw your support towards it and add to what you gave to the franchise. So Danielle Harris was under the assumption that Jamie Lee knew who she was, and the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis and her team aren't on the same page like that just goes to show how negligent Jamie Lee Curtis really is. You don't have to know who Danielle Harris is. You don't have to know who Scout is. You don't even need to know the previous movies that they were in. But they legit told you, I played your daughter in 4 and 5. I played Laurie in Rob Zombie's movies. There's no reason. Kindness is free, guys. Kindness costs nothing. They're at a premiere. They're at a party. It's supposed to be a fun event. Heather Langenkamp was also there, who she was also rude to, apparently. Just totally dismissed of them. She just dismissed them. It is what it is. We saw this picture, right? Look at Jamie Lee Curtis's face, dude. You can tell she's like, I had no idea. And then everybody, when Danielle posted that picture online, everybody was super excited, and Danielle and Scout were like, we wanted to give you guys a good story, a good experience. And that just didn't happen. Never meet your heroes, man. Be very wary if you're gonna go meet somebody. And they wanted, people are saying, well, what if Jamie Lee Curtis just had a bad day? It doesn't excuse the fact, dude. Like, there's a reason why they re-recorded that podcast. They were scared to get canceled. Something must have happened, dude. All you gotta do is say, hey, that's what's up. I don't know. I don't know you guys' movies. Thanks for adding to this franchise. We're all here together, Halloween. But that's not the first time Danielle Harris has been fucked over by the Halloween people. They made her get emancipated for Halloween 6, and it cost her like $4,000 to get emancipated, and they only wanted to pay her like $8 for the week. It cost her more money to get emancipated to do the movie because they wanted an 18-year-old, so they worked more hours. They wanted an 18-year-old in Halloween 6, so she's like, no. I'm literally losing money on this. I paid $4,000 to get emancipated, and you only want to pay me scale, $800 a week. So I don't blame her for not doing Halloween 6. And it's just the way that she's been getting treated for like years, and she's still down with this franchise, still doing all the cons, because it's about the fans when it comes down to it. They realize that they are where they are because of the Halloween fans. And, they've been super cool. I've seen their interviews and stuff at the cons. Their podcast is cool. There's just no reason not to be kind at a fucking premiere. So you can go and dick ride Jamie Lee Curtis all you want. It's just, the disrespect is like, don't be like, you're too good for this franchise. Oh, well, I did it for the money. As soon as I heard her say that about H2O, I was immediately turned off from this whole trilogy. And that's just being like, you can tell if somebody's being genuine about wanting to be there. And, oh man, it doesn't cost to be kind, dude. It's super unfortunate. It's super unfortunate. Because I wanted that movie. I wanted a sequel that brings Jamie and Danielle Harris into the same movie. They wanted to cherry pick these events anyways in their new trilogy. Oh, only the first one counts, so Jamie Lloyd doesn't exist. But they wanted to bring in Judy Greer as some daughter. You could have had a Jamie Strode not Lloyd, because she wouldn't have been adopted, right? You could have had a Jamie Strode and had Danielle Harris as the daughter. You could have easily done that. Oh, it's not the same one from 4 and 5. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It could have been an alternate timeline, because this is what it is. All these are alternate timelines. They want to change the story anyways. So yeah, they absolutely could have brought back Danielle Harris. Josh Hartnett. They could have rebooted this whole thing. They could have been brother and sister. But no, they wanted to give us the story we got. Halloween Ends. So yes, what do you guys think about this beef with Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis? Because this is starting to go around. Like there's a war. Oh well, you expect her to know who they are, and you expect her to know those movies? Like no, I expect them to be treated with respect because they are Scream Queens. They were holding this franchise up for 20 plus years. Right? It doesn't matter if Jamie Lee Curtis is aware of who they are or not. They told her who they were. Hey bro, we were running this franchise while you were off doing Activia commercials. What's up? Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for contributing to this franchise. Like what the fuck? Like common decency, dude. And they take a picture, and like, and that picture happened right after that occurred. It's just mind-boggling, dude. I'm done with Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm done with her. I was super disappointed to hear that. Danielle's been wanting to meet Jamie for years at this point, basically. And she even made that video, but she was too late submitting it, apparently. But like, she's basically like, all we wanted to do is praise you for your previous work and being an inspiration for girls all over America, all over the world, for Final Girls. And they're basically just, hyping up Jamie Lee Curtis's ego. And Jamie just completely dismisses them. What the fuck? Wow. I don't know. Something's not right here. Scout is afraid to get canceled for saying what she wanted to say. She started crying on her podcast. That's unacceptable, dude. Yeah, sure, those movies weren't as highly regarded. But to completely dismiss them, they were scared they weren't even going to make it onto the red carpet. They thought they were going to get like flagged or something. That's how sketchy it was for them being there. They're like, we don't feel like we belong here. And then to top it off for the night, Jamie Lee Curtis is like, bitch, I don't know who you guys are. Why are you guys bothering me? Like, what? Heather, what do you want? Like, dismissed Heather Langenkamp? What the fuck? What? Anyways, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? It's been an exclusive Halloween episode today, episode 18 of Gettin' Geeked with your boy. We talked about Halloween Ends, non-spoilers, spoilers. We talked about the drama behind the scenes, what happened at the red carpet between Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, Danielle Harris, Scout Compton. It's unfortunate, guys. It's unfortunate. Now, there's going to be people in the comments. Oh, you're just, you like Danielle Harris's movies more than Jamie Lee Curtis's movies. Like, no, dude, it's about respect. This doesn't have to be a war. It doesn't have to be a war. Oh, I heard on Twitter, oh, you're not a Halloween fan if you liked all the Halloween movies. You're just a Michael Myers fan. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break, dude. Give me a break. That's probably why they ended Halloween Ends the way they did. Because they got this thing in their mind. Oh, Laurie Strode. Laurie Strode is Halloween. No, man. Michael Myers is Halloween. Alien. Oh, I can bring back Sigourney and Weaver. Ripley is the Alien franchise. No. The Xenomorph is the Alien franchise. It's called Alien. It's not called Ripley. It's called Halloween. It's not called Laurie Strode. A Halloween Story. No, it's not. Halloween. The font was the same in Halloween Ends as Halloween 3. I can't get over that, dude. Who fucking cares, bro? Of course they're swagger jacking the sequels. Of course they are. Because they're fucking lazy. I'll say it. Lazy. And I like Danny McBride. But homeboy, what are you doing? If you're going to rip off Curse of Thorn, commit to it. Just do it. Anyways, that has been episode 18 of Getting Geeked with your boy, Danny Allen. Go fuck yourselves, Halloween fans. I'm sure I'm gonna be hearing from you. Have a nice one. Go fuck yourselves.
Getting geeked. Getting geeked. Getting geeked with Danny Allen. Getting geeked. Getting geeked. Getting geeked with Danny Allen.